Dear ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank the organizer for inviting us to today's event to jointly promote this important initiative for North Macedonia, the National Platform of Women Entrepreneurs. I would like to start with some statistics which I think are quite telling about the present situation in the EU and in the world. 34% of the European Union self-employed and 30% of the startup entrepreneurs are women. In the European Union, only 1 in 10 women are entrepreneurs as opposed to 1 in 4 for men. At the same time, women make up around 60% of all university graduates, but are underrepresented in full-time work in the labor market, particularly in the field of business. Fewer women than men consider entrepreneurship as a viable career option, and in the last decade we have seen, however, that this gap is closing, that the number of women running SMEs has increased. When women do start businesses, they do it, however, on a smaller scale than men and often in more limited ranges of sectors. In the majority of countries, women self-employed work predominantly in the services sector, about 70% or more, and mostly as own account workers rather than employers. The patterns for men are a bit different, with a large share of self-employed men working in manufacturing. They are 2.5 times more likely to employ others than self-employed women. Self-employed women also experience gender gaps and may earn up to 30 to 40% less than their male counterparts, which illustrates the extent of the disparities that still exist between men and women in this type of employment. Now, what is the reason for these statistics? The studies of the EU, the OECD, and the UN that I've taken these figures from point to the following. Men and women, in the first place, in many cases still do not have the same opportunities to run and to develop companies due to gender stereotyping and structural barriers. Second, women often being unjustifiably perceived to lack entrepreneurial skills such as self-confidence, management skills, assertiveness, and risk-taking. And third, which is actually relating to the second point, women have always been entrepreneurial, but rules and the still present traditional division of roles have meant that entrepreneurship has not always been an option for women. Although during the last 10 years, as I said, the gap between male and female financial and economic power has become smaller in almost every country in the world, there is still this large inequality. Especially now, I think making use of the untapped potential of women could offer a chance to actually re-emerge stronger from the present economic crisis caused by the COVID-19 situation. It is therefore also crucial to encourage and to empower women to embark on entrepreneurial ventures in order to reduce existing gender inequalities. And I'm very happy, as the Deputy Prime Minister also referred to, that the EU together with the government could set up this scheme through the National Development Bank, where we categories which could benefit from a 30% grant, among which also are women owners of companies and women managers of companies. So I think I'm very happy to at least see, even though this is only just starting, but that the first indications are that the take-up of this program has been very high, and for the time being it's very successful. Now, entrepreneurship is of course an important source of employment creation and innovation. It is considered to be a vehicle for addressing inequalities, particularly across genders, where significant differences remain, despite the scope that self-employment provides to manage work-home balances. Promoting women's entrepreneurship is a long-term process, of course, that requires time to change structures and attitudes in society. In September 2011, the European Parliament adopted a resolution on women's entrepreneurship in SMEs. It recognizes that even if female entrepreneurship has a positive impact and an immediate contribution to the economy overall, female entrepreneurs still face many barriers and obstacles, and here one can think of access to informational support and financial and technological tools. To ensure that market policies benefit women and men equally, over the years the European institutions have introduced a range of policies and measures to assess, monitor and enhance their impact on gender equality. I will just mention a couple of them. First, what was already mentioned, there is the so-called WE platform, which is a one-stop shop for women of all ages who want to start, run and grow a business. This platform was launched in September 2016, and it provides information and links on access to training, mentoring, advice and business networking opportunities. Second thing I would like to mention in this respect is the European Community of Women Business Angels and Women Entrepreneurs. The goal of this initiative, funded by the European Parliament, is to support women entrepreneurs in accessing alternative sources of funding. It does so by raising the awareness of business angels, those people who want to invest in companies, training women who would like to become business angels, and helping women entrepreneurs to present their business ideas to potential investors. The network was created in 2017 by means of 4 projects covering 14 EU countries. Another initiative is the European Network for Female Entrepreneurs Ambassadors, which we also saw will be, I think, to some degree copied in the project that we are discussing today. This was started in 2009, and it is made up of around 270 entrepreneurs from 22 European countries. And the role of the ambassadors and the aim is to act as role models by telling their story, to raise awareness and to encourage entrepreneurship as a career option for women. Many of the ambassadors have actually gone beyond this, having also become actively involved in supporting the establishment of new businesses. The fourth initiative is the European Network for Mentors for Women Entrepreneurs, introduced in 2011, which provides advice and support to women entrepreneurs on the startup, management and growth of their businesses in the early phases, from the 2nd to the 4th year of existence of a new woman-run and owned entrepreneurship. The gender equality and also the economic empowerment of women is streamlined in a number of important policy documents of the EU, and all of them urge public authorities to, first of all, create a vital ecosystem where female investors can benefit from networking opportunities, powerful learning and training, meeting peers and mentors. And the second is to develop programs to stimulate, enhance and empower female entrepreneurship, increasing the visibility of female investors and nurturing women business angels. This in turn is expected to improve the opportunity for accessing to funds by women entrepreneurs coming from cross-cutting market sectors, thereby ultimately also boosting their opportunity to grow at international level and increasing the competitiveness of participants' countries' entrepreneurs. The project we are discussing here today, the National Platform for Women Entrepreneurship, will address some of these shortcomings that I've just mentioned and also include some of the elements I've just mentioned from initiatives at the European level. Let me end by reassuring that the European Union will of course remain an active partner and sponsor of other initiatives involving creating an environment conducive to the growth of women business ventures. I wish all the 4 implementing organizations success in their endeavors to achieve all the planned project goals, and I look forward to find out more about the specific project activities.